What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on Draftkings for Monday, March 15th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Drew Holiday, Drew Eubanks, spelled completely differently, Keldon Johnson, Draymond Green, and LeBron James. Who will be on the outside looking in? Nope. These guys are on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites, my top 5 plays of the day? And get ready, because the theme of today is value. But before we get to that value, we're getting to a pay-up option, power forward center eligibility on Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11,100. Projected for 61.7. The goal is 60.9. That means he hits the goal more frequently than a coin flip. He's in the optimal lineup, though, just 20% of the time. It's how DraftKings works. 35 minutes, 1.77 DraftKings points per minute, 34% usage, almost 33 points, 13 boards, 6 assists. This dude does everything because they gain a ton of possessions by taking on Washington. Wizards are the fastest team in the league. 4.8 possessions over their average for the Wiz, or facing the Wiz. This is just as good of a spot as you could possibly get for the Bucks. I know we just saw it, but I am gotta be here. That power forward and center eligibility for Giannis is massive on DraftKings. No brainer. Pay up here. This spot doesn't get any better for the Greek Freak. Now we're slowly working our way down to the value, but more of a mid-tier guy. Immanuel Quickley at number 4. Point guard, shooting guard eligibility, 5,600. Projected for just shy of 32. The goal is 41.5. He's in the optimal lineup 20% of the time. We've had 2 games with Derrick Rose and Elfrid Payton out. Quickley averaged about 31 minutes in those games. I'm giving him 28 here just to cover my bases with Tibbs. 1.13 fantasy points per minute, 28% usage, 19 points, 4 assists, 3 boards. Pace up spot against the Brooklyn Nets, and their defense isn't all that fantastic. Nothing you're really worried about. Quickly should see a lot of run, a lot of scoring, and if this is like anything in the last game where Frank Ntilikina started, played 5 minutes, picked up 2 fouls, and didn't see the floor again. Quickly just soaked up the rest of the time. Even if it doesn't break like that and he does get to 28 minutes at 5,600, with his ability to score, that huge usage rate, and point guard, shooting guard eligibility, just hitch your wagon to Immanuel Quickley. Alrighty, we have officially reached the egregious part of the contenders for the DraftKings day today. Number 3, RODNEY McGRUDER. Shooting guard eligibility, 3,400. Projected for 20. The goal is 34. Optimal lineup 20% of the time. So Svi has been traded. Hamidou Diallo is not healthy. Wayne Ellington is doubtful. So I've got RODNEY McGRUDER in for 28 minutes. 0.72 fantasy points per minute. We're talking 17% usage, 10 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. No part of this is fun. Matchup against San Antonio is fully neutral. The thing here is minutes. We're getting 28 minutes at close to the minimum. $400 above the minimum, in fact. It's really easy value to find, and the Pistons just don't have enough bodies to be really worried. I think RODNEY McGRUDER can actually play significantly more minutes than 28. 28 just feels fine. I assume as we get a little bit more value throughout the slate, someone like RODNEY McGRUDER, a guy that's not a great per minute guy, will slowly fall down the list. But right now, to start off the day, RODNEY McGRUDER is the first of 3 value plays that I need to touch on that I don't feel great about. The next one is also his teammate, number 2 point guard eligible SABEN Lee, projected for 20.5 fantasy points. The goal is 34. He's just 3,500, $500 above the minimum. They think he's in the optimal about 20% of the time. I gave him 21 minutes. The backup point guard run behind Delon Wright, so he could see additional minutes there if something goes wrong. And I think he just picks up a couple extra minutes at the 2, given the amount of guys that are out for the Pistons and just the ultra variability of who soaks up the additional run of these guys being out. Now, SABEN Lee is a much better per minute fantasy guy than McGRUDER. That's what gets him here on lesser minutes, 0.96 in fact. 10 points, 3.5 assists, 2.5 boards. Again, none of this is fun. It's rare to see guys with $3,500 price tags have like really awesome stat lines. But between Lee and RODNEY McGRUDER, I think you want to rotate through both of those guys. There's just a lot of value to be found on the Pistons right now because of their lack of bodies. So whether it's SABEN Lee that's picking up the minutes, whether it's RODNEY McGRUDER, I don't think that it can be anybody else with any sort of real problems. Maybe Josh Jackson gets up into the 32, 33 range. Not confident yet. We'll have more of that information as we get closer to lock. But right now, both Lee and McGruder, paying down for them allows you to get to Giannis and LeBron and some of the more expensive guys a little bit more frequently. It's a stars and scrubs slate, baby. Now, before we get to number one last reminder, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then type in twitter.com/Josh Engleman. Make sure you hit that follow button. It's the only way that you can get the updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And then don't be afraid to jump into the comment section and let me know who's your favorite and least favorite contender. And I got a sneaky suspicion that a couple of these contenders are going to be ranking pretty highly on that least favorite list. And now we're finally closing it out at number one with center eligible Alex Len, 3,700, projected for 24. The goal's 35. Optimal lineup 31% of the time. I don't know what to do with his minutes here. In the most recent game, they actually played the Bucks. Len started. Mo Wagner didn't see the floor. Len played really big minutes. Now, if he plays those really big minutes, he is clearly a no-brainer option at 3,700. I'm giving him 24 minutes right now. I don't really feel confident between him and Rolo. I think that those minutes can go either direction. But Alex Len just at 24 minutes, 1 fantasy point per minute, $3,700, 16% usage, 10.6 boards. You get 2 stocks. Pace up spot still for Washington against Milwaukee. This is just a faster game than average, so they do gain 2 possessions. And I think there's a lot of upside for Len because of the minutes variability. I love getting there in GPPs. If he's ultra chalky and Robin Lopez doesn't really have any ownership, I actually do like the idea of getting to Robin Lopez as a pivot in large field contests because I think these guys are just solely linked together. If Len starts, assume 26 minutes and assume that he is one of the best value plays on the slate. If he doesn't start and it's Robin Lopez, don't be afraid to bump Robin Lopez up a little bit, but I think Alex Len could still look pretty good. But I'm going based on Saturday's information, and if that is the case, then Alex Len is the number 1 contender on today's slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday, March 15th. I will not be on the strategy show today, but you can catch the process show. That's already up on YouTube. You can go watch that right now. I will be on live before lock tonight with Greg Ehrenberg, so tune into that one, 6 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're starting it all again tomorrow. Process show, strategy show, contenders, all that good stuff. Good luck tonight, everybody. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow morning.